Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. In this video, we will build and deploy a new project completely from scratch. In this project, we will use react.js, Tailwind CSS, TypeScript, and also Vite for creating our project. And in this project, we will implement full CRUD functionality. That means we have the create, read, update, and delete functionality in our project. So let's take a look at the project and the final version, which is uploaded on the netlify, and check it. So this is the product of this video, and you can see that the final version of this application is uploaded on netlify. It is accessible from here, Ticketier, front development, front dev power, netlify.app, and it is here. So you can go to the tickets, and we have this beautiful loading here. It is loading the data, and I have a list of data, and I can create a new one. For example, we can choose a date for it, and a test name, and 111, and a test, also another test of 2, and this is test of from, and also a price of this, and submit. We have loading everywhere, and you can see that our test is created with ID of 13, and it is added to our tasks, our tickets list. Let's see the details of it on /tickets/ID of this ticket, and we have all of the data, and we can edit or delete them from here also. And let's check the edit. So for example, for test from, we can update it. Also, we can update 2, and here we can say 1111, and here we can say 999, and submit. And you can see that it is test 999, update 111, and it is working completely. And let's test the delete. So when we go to the delete, we can have a route for /ticket/delete/ID of that ticket. And if we press no, we will go back here to list. So when we clicking delete, we are going to a page to get accept from the user, and if we press yes, delete it, you can see that the form would be blurred and it would be deleted, and it will be returned to the list. Let's delete the first one for test, delete, yes, and it is deleted. So good. Also, our project is fully responsive. So let's check it, and we'll go to the responsive mode. So you can see that this table is fully responsive, and for example, in the first step, the from and to would be hidden. Okay, they are hidden, and on the next step we have these 4 columns, and that's it. So it is fully responsive, and in responsive also edit and delete would be hidden. So we just have the details, and we can go to the details, and from here we have access to edit and to delete. So this is it, and I think everything is good and everything is fully responsive. And this is the final product of this video. Also, all of the codes are already uploaded to the GitHub, and they're all here inside of this repository. The link of this repository is on video description, and you can use it. By the way, in this repository, we have the backend codes of this project that belongs to the previous video, which was a .NET Core Web API project, and it was exactly this Ticketier. I already uploaded the Ticketier Web API to my host, so you can simply use that host to create this front end. And you can see that if I go here to network tabs and I delete everything and I go to tickets, you can see that the request is going to a real host, which is api.developer.ir, and this address. And that's it. So everything is online and it's okay. And also you can see all of the codes here. And in this video, we are going to use Vite, and you will see that on the project. Also, the backend project is already uploaded on api.developer.ir, and this is the address of its Swagger. So you can simply use that and test it here. So feel free to ask me if there was any problem or you have any opinion. And the address of that Swagger, I don't have it here, but I will add it here on the Ticketier project. so you can access to it. And this is all of what I wanted to show you. So this is the final version of this video, and you can see and use it. This was all of what I wanted to show you before you watch this long video. And if you liked this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment for me and tell me about your opinion. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you would receive the notification about my new videos. Are you ready to coding? So let's go. So let's start our project. I want to use the repository of my backend project, which is this Ticketier repository. And here I have the backend web API project. So I want to save my frontend project into this repository. Let's do this. So I copy this repository and I come here to drag F, open a new command prompt, and I clone it using git clone. That's it. So let's open it. Here I have this Ticketier web API and all of the files. I want to open a command here again and install a new project. I want to use Vite, and Vite is a next generation front-end tooling based on the official website. It is a so useful and powerful tool, and we use this to create a new React project. Also, you can use Create React App and npx Create React App, but this is a better idea to use this Vite. So in this project, we use Vite. Let's press get started, and it says that you can use this npm create Vite at latest. So let's go here and we say npm create Vite at latest. We need to use a name. So for names, I can simply use a Ticketier dash frontend or front dash React. That's it. And for framework, we can use Vue, React, or anything. I use React. The first one is TypeScript. I use TypeScript, and that's it. So it scaffolded a new project for us. Let's open it with VS Code. React, open. Good. And here, let's open a new terminal. We need to install the required libraries. Use npm I. It will install the libraries. And in the meanwhile, let's create a README file here. And I copy the text of our tasks here. You can find them on GitHub repository, and the link of repository is on the video description. So all of them are installed. Let's say npm run dev. And this is the tasks for this project. We will have a Ticketier front-end React TypeScript, and we need to install and config Tailwind CSS, install and config Axios, React Rotterdam, and have bar component, and BackButton component, custom spinner component, then router file, NotFound, homepage, tickets, page, TicketDetails, TicketCreate, edit, and delete. That's all of the tasks for this project. So it can be like a real world project, and we can simply done our task. So let's do this. Let's open our project. So this is the raw project of Vite. Let's go. First thing is we need to use Tailwind. Let's go to the Tailwind and let's press get started. In framework guides, we can go to the Vite. So first thing is install new package, React, a new Vite project. It is okay. Next, we need to use this. So npm install -d, Tailwind CSS, post CSS, and auto prefixer. And after that, we need to run this npx tailwind init. It will create two files for us. You can see them, post css.config and tailwind config. After that, we need to copy this array to tailwind config.js. And here for this, we will use this data. After that, it says that you need to copy all of these directives to index.css. Let's go to src index.css and delete everything and paste them here. Good. After that, everything is okay and we can use. So let's run again npm run dev. go to app.tsx, I delete app.css, and in app.tsx I delete everything and I say RFCE. I'm using a React snippet. Let me show you. In extensions, I'm using this ES7 plus snippet. ES7 plus. This is it. ES7 plus React Redux React Native snippet, and it allows me to use RFC. Also, I'm using a Tailwind Tailwind CSS IntelliSense. It allows me to use the IntelliSense, and I'm using Prettier for code formatting. Okay, so this is it. And let's test that. Do we have any error or not? So I press H1 here. So for the class names, let's test BG of green of 600 to see it's working. Yes. So and text white. Oops, what happened? Text white. Okay, it seems that Tailwind is installed and configured successfully. So the first task is done. Install and config Tailwind CSS is done. Let's go to the next task. Install and config Axios. Let's clear npm I Axios. That's it. So for the backend projects, I'm going to use these tickets. I have post, get, put, and delete. And because the first step, the first part of the URL are like each others, I can use them as a global route. So let's copy all of the routes from here. And let's go and config our Axios. So here, inside of main.tsx, let's use Axios. It will be imported automatically. So we say Axios dot defaults dot base URL. Oops, what was that? Base URL is this address. And this address, we don't need this ticket. We just need the first part. So this is the HTTPS of api.developer.ir/tickets API. So this would be my base URL and I can use it everywhere. That's good. So the second task is done. Install and config Axios. The next task is install and config React Rotterdam for having SPA. Let's do this. Clear and npm I React Rotterdam. That's it. It will install React Rotterdam. And let's go to the app.tsx. Here we want to use it, but for browser router we can use it also on main.tsx. So it is installed, so good. Let's import it. So import something from React Rotterdam. Browser router, and instead of this React.strict mode, I use browser router. That's good. So I think for the configuration, it is done. And that's it. So install and configure React Rotterdam. But after that, we need to have a router to be completed. So let's create a pages. And also let's create a router. And I want to have a router file for my project. So router.tsx. And let's press RFCE. Here I want to create all of the routes I want. So I import something from React Rotterdam. I want routes and route. And here, instead of this division, I simply return a routes tag with some route. For it, each route can have a path and can have an element. And that's it. So for the name, I can use a global router. And we can use this global router. So let's go to the app.tsx. And after this, I can use this global router. And this is the configuration we need for our React Rotterdam. So we will complete these routes here inside of this tag. So I think for the install and config React Rotterdam, it is done. Good. Let's go to the next part. After this, we need to have a Navbar component. So let's do this. Let's create a new folder named components. Inside of it, let's have a Navbar. And inside of Navbar, I want to have a Navbar.js. tsx. Let's press RFCE, and this is my navbar. So let's use this navbar in app.tsx to see the results. So instead of this app, I want to use my navbar. That's it. So let's run npm run dev to see the project. And we have error. Of course we have error because of this road. So let's comment this global router for no, and that's it. So we have this navbar. Let's delete this text void. And for BG, we can use a gray of 100. It is better. And also we can use a minimum height of a screen. Again, these are all Tailwind CSS classes, and if you think they are hard, don't think about it. This would be easy after using so many times. So this is for the main division in app, and let's work on our navbar for now. In order to doing the navbar, I want to use some icons, and for each item I want to have an icon. So we need to install a new package again. Let's clear and npm I react icons. I want to use this package, react icons, good, npm run dev. So let's delete this react, I don't need it. So I want to import something from react icons /AI. And I want to have an AI outline home. That's it. Let's copy paste, and from MD I want to use MD airplane ticket. That's it. This is two of them. So I want to use a dynamic way of implementing our navbar. This is really a better idea to use dynamic data for your navbar. It may seem harder, but it's better, trust me. So let's do this. I will use a const of menu items equals to an array. In this array, we can have some objects. For example, we can have ID of 1 and a label of home, also a route of a slash, and we can have an icon for each one. For example, for the first one, we can use an AI outline of home. And let's copy this and have another one. For example, with ID 2, I want to have a tickets, and a slash ticket is the road. And let's copy paste this. So this is my menu items. Let's format document. This is my menu items. So here I want to have, let's create another division again. And here I want to have two different divisions. One of them would be for my left side for my brand. So here I want to have a link, but this link needs to be imported. Let's import the link from React Rotterdam. And here, so for this link, I can say your label is Ticketier and to a slash. This is it. So after this division, we can have another division. Okay, so in the next division, we can map our menu items. So for each one, I receive an item. And again, I want to have another link. And a key of this link would be item.id. Let's press format document. Okay, so also it would have a to, and it's going to item.route. This is it. So for each one, I have this. Inside of this link, I can have two spans. The first one then can be item.label, and another one with item.icons. This is all of it. So let's work on the CSS classes. First thing first, for the main class, I want to use a BG gray of 100. That's good. Also, let's use a flex with justify of between and align items of center. That's good. So after align items of center, we can have some different paddings based on our size. So padding of 2 on MD, padding of 4, and on LG, we can use padding x of 8. Also on LG, we can use padding y of 4. Also, let's have a text of 2x large. That's it. So if you are not sure what's these classes, I have some different tutorials before this video. You can watch them, and I use all of these classes. That's it. So this is for the main division. After this, we have this left side, it's okay, and we have the right side. For right side, we can use the classes of flex. Flex is a good tool, okay, and you can use align items of center, and also we can use a gap between them. So gap x of 4 is good for them. That's good. And also for these spans, I want to render them conditionally. So let's use class name. I say in mobile you are hidden, and on MD you are a block. Good. And for the next one, which is icon, I say that you would be a block, but on MD you would be hidden. That's it. And also let's have a text of bigger size, like 3XL. It's better. So it is fully responsive. You can see that. But no, let's check what this must be hidden. Okay. Now you can see that it is fully responsive, and that's so good. So for our navbar, I think it is okay. And if we had any problem, we check it later. So we created a navbar component. This task is done. So good. Next task is to create a BackButton component, because I want to have a good user experience in my project. So you will see that how cool it is after creating it. So we need to have a BackButton. Let's go to the components, and here create a new folder named BackButton, or any name you want. So I use this BackButton simply, and let's create a button.tsx. That's it. Let's say RFCE, and so good. In order to see the result online, let's go to the app.tsx, and for now, let's import this back button, then we will change it. So yes, this is my back button. Okay, so in this back button, the first thing is I delete this React. I don't want this. This back button is going to be dynamic, so it's going to receive a link and work on it. So the first thing is, in this division, we can use a class name of flex, and inside of this, or we can ignore the flex, but I want to delete. Yeah, let's delete this for now, because I'm going to change it later. I show you that. So let's go and create a new link. So we need to import it. This link is not here. From React Rotterdam, we need a link, because this is a back button. It needs to be a link. So let's, link. So I have a link. Inside of this link, I want to have an icon. So let's import the icon. Import something from React icons /bs, and what I want to have a bs arrow of left. That's it. And inside this link, I use this, and it needs to go to somewhere. Okay, so no, it is it. And for the class names, let's use a bg sky of 800 and a text of white and a padding x of 4 and a padding y of 1 and a rounded of lg. Okay, and for this one, let's have a class name of, why it is not working here, let's wait, use the class name of flex for it. Okay, refresh, and for this left we can have it's not working. Okay, no problem, we can use a class name of text 3x large. That's it. So this is our button. This bottom size is not showing, but it's not a problem. We will handle it later. So the next thing is this need to be dynamic. So we need to receive the URL of the back and conditionally rendering it. So let's say that you are receiving a previews route and its default value would be a slash. Okay, so if you don't pass it, it would be a slash. And let's create an interface for it because we are on TypeScript. So interface of props, and we say you are receiving this as a string value. That's it. And we say you are receiving this and your type is this props. So good. And let's use this inside of this. So I will dynamically render it. This is it. Now you can see that this is working, and if you don't pass anything to it, it has this slash. You can see that it's going back to my road page, my home page. So I think let's check everything here, and let's use a Vite of fit for it to be sure that it is getting all of the flex space. So I think for now this is good. So let's mark this back button component as done, and if you want to have any change here, you can use it. After back button, we need to have a custom spinner component to use in our project. Let's do this. We can go to the components. No, sorry. We can go to the components, and here let's create another folder named of a spinner, and here we can create a custom spinner. So custom spinner dot tsx, that's it, RFCE. Okay, let's see the results online. So let's go to app.tsx, and here for now, okay, we can have previous route of slash for it. Good. And also let's have this custom spinner to see it online. Good. This is my custom spinner. So here for the inside of it, I can use some different things, like let's delete this custom spinner. I don't need it. So I want to have an span, and inside of this I want to have two different spans. This is the main structure. For the first one, we can use a class name of flex and justify content of center and align items of center to be sure that it is inside of its parent. So this is for the main division. Flex justify center is not for, okay, no, it's justify center and align items of center. For the next span, we can have let's have a height of 20 and width of 20. Oops. Class name of height of 20 and width of 20. And also because I want to have an absolute position, I can use a relative. Okay, relative position. This is it. For the next one, this is an absolute. Oops. So let's minimize this. For the first span, we can have an absolute and an animate. But before using animate, let's see it. BG sky of 800. So this is my span. And after this, we can animate it with animate ping. This is coming from the Tailwind. And after that, let's have a height of full and a width of full to see it. Okay, now we can see it. So a position of absolute with animate of ping, and we have a BG sky of 800. And also let's have a rounded for it. Oops. Let's have a rounded of full. Okay, now it's much more better. And also we can have a blur on it, so we can use blur of MD. It's so good, isn't it? So this was for the next, for the first one. And also I want to have another one inside of it. So we can have class names of position of, oh no, we don't need this relative. We can have, for the color, we can use a BG again sky of 800, and for the height it can be 20, and for the width it can be 20. Good. Let's have position of relative and height of 20, width of 20. Let's comment this for now. So in this span, I have BG sky 800, 800 relative, and let's have an inline flex. So after this, we can use a blur of x large for it. So good. So I think this is good, and we can use a rounded for it, rounded of full. Again, better. Now let's uncomment that. Okay, this is my spinner. So you can use anything you want. I simply created a beautiful spinner using Tailwind classes, and I can use it everywhere I want. And also, let's delete this React. And this is my custom spinner. Now I can use it everywhere I want. Let's delete this BackButton and custom spinner from the app. And I think this is done. So let's say X. So custom spinner task is done. Next task is to create a router file. So let's do this. In router, so we created this router file, and here, because we were working on the config on React router, we created this router file, but now it is time to use it. So we need to have a NotFound page, a home page, and use it in router file. For example, the first one is NotFound page. So let's create a page for it and use it to see the result. And also, I have a better idea. You know what? Let's create the home page and then use it. So in pages, I can create a home page.tsx, that's it, and RAFCE, this is it, so good. And in router, for the first path, I can use slash, and here I can use my home page, that's it. So now let's refresh, and no, it's not working because we need to use global router. Let's go to the app.tsx, and here uncomment global router. So you can see that now it is working on I'm home page. That's so good. So we don't need React anymore here, and BackButton and custom spinner, we don't need them here. So let's close this app.tsx and close this router. So my router file now is created and it's working successfully. So we can exit. And also we created our home page, but it is not completed. So let's complete our home page and then go to the next tasks. So this is my home page. Let's minimize this. Here I want to have some beautiful structure. So let's delete this React for now. Let's implement our page. So the first thing is I want to have a division, and inside of this division I want to have another division, and inside of the next division I want to have an h1 with welcome to Ticketier. That's it. So this is my structure, okay? And I want to, after this division, I want to have a link. So let's import the link first. Import something from React Rotterdam link. Okay, this is it. So after this division, I want to have a link. Oops. Link. And inside this link, I can say this is a link to tickets. And for two, we can go to slash tickets for my document. Okay, and you can see that this is a tickets. If I click on it, I will go to the slash tickets. So good. So let's have some classes for them. For example, for this link, we can have a class name of, let's say, for the BG, I want to use this BG Sky 800 on all of my projects as my primary color. So we can have text white, BG color, and padding X of 4, padding Y of 2, and a rounded of LG. That's it. So this is for my button, which is, in fact, it's a link, but it's not just seen as a button. So good. So let's go and for all of the classes, for the first one, we can use we need to use some background and some color. And because I want to use a unified class for all of my pages, I want to create a new class and use it. So let's create a new class inside of index.css here. So you can create a new class for your layers, or you can directly use a new class. For example, here inside of this components layer, I want to create a new class. How we can do this? It is too easy. In Tailwind, we can use @layer, for which layer I want to use a components layer, and inside of this, I want to create a new class. For example, page general class. That's it. And here I can reuse the Tailwind classes with @apply. So I say apply the bg of Vite and a padding of 4, and on MD a padding of 8. So I will use this page general class for all of my pages. So good. So let's copy this, and in the home page here, the first class is page general class. Okay, now you can see that I have background of white and the paddings. That's so good. And after that, so I have page general class. Let's use a flex and flex of column. Good. And let's use a justify of center and line items of center. So everything would be on the center. So good. And let's have a gap of 8 of for y. Good. And on SM we can use a gap of y of 16. So good. So it would be, you can see that it is changing on SM. So good. So this is for my main division. After this division, I want to have another division, and here I can use classes of text center and margin top of 16. Good. So after that, I have an H1. So for this H1, I can have some class names of position of relative, because I want to have something absolute, and you will see this. So you know that when we are using position of relative, it means that we have something absolute. So let's have a text of 2x large, and on SM we say your text would be 4x large. Good. And let's have a font of bold. That's it. So it is fully dynamic. Good. So we created these classes of SM, X4XL, and font bold. After this, I want to have a beautiful graphical environment in it. So after this H1 here inside the division, after H1, I create a new division. Now you can see that. Let me show you. I want to use an absolute. So for this division, let's have a class name of absolute, and instead of 0, instead is for the top, left, right, and bottom. So instead of 0, and for width it is full, and for height it is 2 rem or 8 is 2 rem. On SM we say your height can be 16, and it can has the rounded of full. That's good. And for its background, it's going to be a gradient. So background gradient to the top, from purple of 500. Okay, now you can see it, to blue 300, to blue 300, and after that we can use a blur of MD, blur of MD. So good. And we can have an opacity of, let's say, 3. Okay, so good. But it seems that we have a problem, and its position is absolute, but it is not stick to relative. Why? Yes, it is because it must be inside of this. Let's press enter here. I want this class to be inside of my h. Okay. Okay, now it is working correctly. You can see that it is exactly stick to the welcome to Ticketier. This is why, because I'm using Vite full and it is inside of this h1. So it uses Vite full, so it would be 100% of its parents. So good. I think for the home page it is done, and tickets, good, let's go to ticket. So I think for the home page it is done. Let's close it and I say my home page tick. So good. So we have done all of the tasks here. You can see them. After this, we can create a not found page and use it. It is really too important to handle this. Let's do this. So let's go to the src pages and here create a new file. So for a not found page.tsx and rafce. So I want to use this. Let's see it first. For example, we can go to the router, and here after this we can have a route to the path is /404, and for the element we can use the not found page. That's it. So if I go to /404, we have not found page. Good. Let's have some beautiful classes for this. For example, let's delete this and put it on h1 for now. And for the main division, we can use that page general class. Let's copy that quickly. So now you can see that it is really good to have one place for handling your general classes. So I use this page general class. So good. And now you can see that I'm using this page general class here. So inside of it, let's have another division. And inside of that, let's use that h1. So in inner division, we can use a height of 40 and a text of center and the padding y of 16. Good. And for this h1, we can use a page not found text, and for h1 for the class names we can use the text of red 500. Good. Also let's have a text of 4xl, and now we can use this. Also we can have a simple bg, so bg of red of, let's say 200. Not a good idea, we delete this. So I think for not found page it is good. And the next thing is, let's go to the router. The next thing is we need to handle all of the not found to this not found page. So we can use a beautiful way. So we can use a route for path of a star. A star means everything. And for element, we can redirect. So we need to navigate our user, and navigate isn't imported automatically, no problem. So from React router down, we use navigate. Okay, this navigate is a component. So here simply we can use this navigate, and this navigate has a prop of 2. So we say where is this going? We can say that this is going to /404. That's it. And close this. So no, everything must be redirected to 404. Let's test, for example, something. Yes, redirected to 404. Or let's say, yes, it is redirected to 404. So good. So, you know what? Let's add another task here. And to 404, and it is done. So we created a redirect unknown to pages to 404. We handled this task, so it is done. Also, we created not found page. Yes, done. So good. So we have done all of the tasks until here, all of them. The next task is to creating tickets page. Let's go to the home page. You can see that these are so this is home, this is tickets. Tickets for now is not found. And if I click on ticket, it's going to not found. So good. Let's create a tickets page and use it. So inside of pages, I create a new folder because I have some different pages that are related to tickets. Inside of tickets, I can create, let's say, tickets index page or any name you want, .tsx, RAFCE, good. So this time I can use this tickets index page inside of my router. So let me have a comment here. So this is not an optimal import for all pages because when we are calling this global router, all of them would be imported automatically using Webpack in ordinary React. So if you are not using Vite and you are using Create React app, which uses Webpack, all of these will be imported automatically, and this is not good. So it is better to use lazy loading for our pages. So I will add a task for it. Let's go to the README. Let me stop the video and add another task. Okay, I added this optional task. So we can convert all of page import to lazy loading, and I created this. So I may do this after finishing all of my tasks. So let's continue, and then we can have this. This is, you can see that this is so good to divide your project into simple tasks and handle it. So let's continue. The next thing is create tickets page. So we imported, no, we didn't import it yet. So let's import this. I want to, after a slash and before 404, I want to have another route here. And this route has a path of a slash tickets. And because I want it to be a nested route, I close it. And as this children's, I can pass some route. So for the path, for the first time, we can use index. This is an index with a slash tickets. For the elements, we can use a tickets index page. That's it. So this is the ticket index page route here. And now, if I click on tickets, I'm going to ticket index page. So good, let's close the router and work on this tickets index page. Again, here I want to have the page general class. So let's use it, page general class, to use the PG White, good. So this time, inside of this, I want to use the back button. Okay, so let's import our back button here. That's it. So it needs to has the previous route. I say your previous route would be back. So if I click on this, I will go back to the home page. So good. And after this back button, let's have another division. And inside of this, the first thing is I can have an h1 with name of tickets list. That's it. And let's have some classes for it. For example, text of 2x large is good. And on SM, your text can be 4x large, so it would be responsive. And your font can be bold. And also margin white of 8. Good. So good. Also, let's import the link. So I don't need React for now, but let's import useState and useEffect. We need them, so I don't delete this. And after this, I import the link from React Rotterdam. Good. And after this h1, I want to have a link. So why it is working like this? Not okay. So this link is going to create a new ticket. So it's going to slash tickets slash create. And inside of it, I want to have an icon. So let's import my icon, something from React icons slash AI. And I use AI outline plus a square. This is it. So inside of this link, I want to have this icon. AI outline, no, this is the play. It must be plus. Let's copy this. That's it. So let's have some class. Oops, I don't know. Sometimes it's working on this. So for class names, we can simply use a text of 4XL and also a text of blue of 600. That's it. We have error. Why? This is the problem. Okay, so good. So I have ticket this and this button. And after this, let's have a flex for its parent. So here, for the class names, we can use the flex with justify of between and align items of center. So good. That's it. So after this division, we want to render all tickets. That's it. So let's give all of the tickets from the server and then render them here. So in order to doing this, we need to use some states and also use Axios. So let's create some states. For example, const of tickets and set tickets equals to useState of an empty array. And here it is better to, because we are working on TypeScript, better to have the type of it. So in order to creating a type, I need to have a new folder with name of typings. So for different types, for example, like the ticket.ts. So for you can use a general file, or you can use for different entities, you can use different names. For example, I create an export type of ticket, which is, so let's see it. Let's quickly copy one of them. This is what I'm going to receive. Okay, so let's use it here and for my document. Okay, so ID, you can see that it is a number, time is a string, good, passenger name is a string, from is a string, to is a string, and SSN is number, and price is number. That's it. So this is my ticket, and here now I can use the ticket. That's it. Ticket array. So this is going to be a list of tickets. Also, I want to have a loading. So let's have a loading and set loading equals to use state with a boolean of true. Oops, what happened? Okay, with boolean. I'm using true because on the initial state of this page, it would be true. So good. So after this, we need to have a function and like const of get tickets is going to be an array. Arrow function, and also on useEffect we call it and we call this get tickets, and that's all of it. So inside of this get tickets, we can simply say that if loading, not loading, so if loading is true, it would be false, else it would be set loading to true. And after that, let's grab the data. So const of data is a weight of Axios. Oh, let's import it. So I import Axios from Axios. Okay. So because we are using await, it's better to use the async. Oh, why? Ctrl Z, async. Sometimes VS Code is working weird. So let's use Axios dot get method, and we say slash tickets because we have already the base URL. And also for the return type, we can define it here as a ticket array. So we are receiving a ticket array here, and after receiving this data, we can set loading to false, and also we can use a set tickets the data. Now I have all of my data inside of these tickets. That's so good. I want to conditionally render them here, but I create the contents here, then I use it inside of my return. It is much more readable. So let's create a content of no data. So let's create const of no data content. I can have a division with a class name of text center and text of 3x large. And here we can simply say that no tickets found. Let's format document. So I can use this instead of my return. And this is it. So this is for no data. And also let's have a const of tickets content. So this content can be a table. That's it. And inside this table we can have a t-head and also we can have a t-body. Okay, this is just an HTML table. That's it. So for this table I can have some classes. So for class names for this table I can use a Vite of full to get all Vite of my parent. And inside of this I can have a t-head. Inside of this t-head I can have a t-row, and inside of this t-row I can have some t-headers. That's it. The first one can be ID. And you know what? Let's use class name of text center for all of them to be better. So for t-head I can simply use some class names like bg gray of 100 and padding of 2. And for the row, I don't have any class for no. So I have the ID, then I can have a passenger name. After that, I can have passenger SSN. And for this SSN, after the text center, I can use a max of MD hidden. So on mobile, it would be hidden but after MD, it would be shown. This would be good for our responsive, and we will see this later. So after passenger SSN with all the same classes, I use from, and after that I can have to. Also I can have a price for it. After that I can have a time, but this time I don't want to hidden it because I want to show it also on mobile. And after time I can have another one like operation. That's it. So let's see what we have done until now. Okay, so in the return, we will return it. Okay, so after this, we can conditional check. We say if loading is true, you can return that custom spinner. That's done. Okay, else if it is not loading. If not, tickets dot length, it means that its length is 0 and it is false. So we can render this no data content. Else we can render tickets content. That's it. Let's test to see do we have any error or not. Let's refresh. Okay, now you can see that when I'm refreshing, I have that loading. Then I have this table and I have ID, passenger name, time, operations, and it is fully dynamic. So good. You can see that from here. From here, I don't have any of them. Good. But you know what? Let's have a little change here. So for the from and from the to, we can use LG. Okay, so max of LG. And for to, let's use max of LG. It is better. So here I have everything from LG. The from and to would be hidden. And then I just have this for. That's so good. So you can see that it is working. And now let's continue and implement all of our tables. So I created a tr on the t-head for my table, and this is my t-head. After this t-head, we can have a t-body. So for this t-body, again, let's have the bg. But this time, bg sky of 100, and inside of my t-body, I want to render all of my data. So I need to conditionally go to the ticket and tickets.map. So for each one, I am receiving a ticket as an item, And for each one, I want to return a T row with a key. Its key would be ticket.id. That's it. So this is it. So instead of this tr, we can have some td. For example, for the first one, we can have the ticket.id. That's it. Good. And also let's have the classes of them. So for class name of exactly like the top text center, that's good. So after this ticket ID, we can have the ticket.passenger name with text center. After that, we can have the passenger SSN, but this time like this, let's copy this class so it would be completely responsive. So after SSN, we can use from, but instead of max MD, we can use like the top, we can use max of LG. Let's copy after ticket from, it is ticket 2, again with LG of hidden. After that, let's have a price. That's it. And this price must be on MD. Like its parent, you can see price is on MD hidden, but from and to are hidden on LG. So MD, good. And after that, let's have a ticket.time. So this ticket.time is not going to be hidden. So let's delete this, and it is just text center. And after that, we can have another TD. So this time in this TD also we can have the text center, but this is a little different. So this is it. Instead of this, I want to have 3 different buttons. Okay, so we can have a link for details, and this detail is going to, let's use a dynamic string here. So I use backtick to /tickets / curly brace ticket.id. That's it. And we can have some class name, for example, BG green of 600 with padding of 1 and a rounded of MD and margin X of 1. That's it. So this is one of them. And after that, let's check it. Okay, we have a link, class name of this, and that's it. So let's copy this link and let's have another one for edit and another one for delete. Good. So for the edit, it must go to /tickets /edit /ticket ID, and also for delete, it's going to /tickets /delete /ID. That's it. But we need to hide them on different sizes. So how we can do this? It is easy. Details needs to be always here. But after details, we have edit and delete. So for the edit, here after margin X of 1, we can simply say that max of MD, you can be hidden. So after MD, it would be shown. So good. Also, let's copy this for the next one. And let's change the color so you can see that it is it. Good. And let's change the color. For example, for the details, we can use green. For the edit, we can use, let's say, yellow. And for the delete, we can use red. That's it. No, you can see that. So good. And what do we have to do now? I think everything is good, but for the times we can use Moment.js. So let's install Moment and use it. So Control C, clear, npm I Moment. Moment is a good library here to use. That's it. So let's npm run dev. Okay. So for the time, which is here, ticket.time, let's cut this. And here we can use the moment. It is no, it's not important. Let's import it first. So import moment from moment. That's it. So for this time, we can use a moment of ticket.time dot format, but it is not working. Dot. Why it is not working? Oh, the problem is from here. Cannot find module of moment. Let's go to the package.json and check. Moment. Okay, my bad. Let's clear everything. npm on install moment. It seems that we have a moment. Sometimes this happens. So let's npm I moment. And wait for it. Okay, this time is right. Moment. Okay, now it is good. And npm run dev. Good. So this time we can use dot format, and for the format we can use y. You can see it on the right side, and and dd. Then this and hh with Okay, this is the format I want to use, so it is it. So I think for this part it is okay. Let's now we have some problems. Let's have some classes for our rows. So our rows is coming from here on this tr, which has the key. So let's use this type. Okay, so for each tr we have a key, and we can have some class names like padding x of 2 and padding y of 4. If it's working, no. In table we have some problems. Let's have a border of 2 and a border of gray of 200. Okay, this is no good. So let's delete these paddings. And after border gray, we can have a height. Yes, height is working, so good. And I say on hover, you can have a BG. A sky on hover, you can have a BG. A sky of 400. Good. Let's just have a transition for it, and that's good. So let's have a transition all with a duration of 200. Okay, so you can see that how powerful Tailwind it is. It will let you to do anything you want here, and you don't want to go anywhere to write a CSS class like Sass or the traditional CSS. That's so good. So let's check everything. I think we're good for here. And page not found, no problem. Let's go to the home, tickets, back, tickets, good, details, not found, good. So I think everything is good, and our ticket list is complete. So for now, let's close it, go to the README, and create tickets page is done. And the next thing is creating ticket page. So let's do this. For installing a new create ticket details page, let's go to the pages in ticket. .tsx with RFCE. So that's it. In order to implementing this, let's delete this React for now. Let's copy the main classes from here, like here. For example, this was the class we want. So let's go to it. So we need a route for it. So let's go to the router, and here let's copy, and in the tickets we can use create for the path is create, and here ticket create page. That's it. So let's go to the home, ticket create. No, I have this ticket create. So good. And in this ticket create, let's delete this. And here I want to have a back button. So back button. You know that back button is a previous route. So here I say my previous route is /ticket. So it would go back to the tickets. That's it. So you can see that here I'm going back to tickets. This has a good user experience. And after this back button, I want to have an H1 with create ticket, and we can simply copy that from one of these H1s, like NotFound. Let's create it. This is not the same as them. So in ticket index, I think it's good. Let's go here. Yes, this is good. Let's copy this from tickets home. I say create ticket. Good. Text 2x large, SM text 4x large, and font bold and margin. So in order to implement the creation form, it is better to have another component for it. So let's go to the component, and here inside of this component, I can have another one, create ticket form, and inside of it, create ticket form.tsx RAFCE. That's good. So I want to use this create ticket form. And here inside of my ticket create page, I call it. So I call create ticket form. That's it. And here I want to have some scenario for when my creation is successful. So I will handle that from here. How I can do this? I need to use a navigation. So we can import something from React Rotterdam, use navigate, and inside of ticket create page, I can use navigate is use navigate, and let's create another function here with const on success handler, and here we can say that navigate to /tickets. That's it. And we can pass this on success handler to my ticket form. So let's pass this, and we will create this on our ticket form. So let's copy the name of it and receive it here. This is it. And because we are on TypeScript, we need to have a props type or interface for it. So I create a simple interface of props, and I say this is going to be a simple function with void. That's it. So instead of the onSuccess handler, I want to create some inputs and use them. But because I have some different fields, I want to use React Hook Form, and React Hook Form is a good library that can help us. So let's go clear npm I React Hook Form. React Hook Form helps us a lot to handle our creating our entities with forms. So good. So it is installed, npm run dev. That's it. So first thing first, let's import it. For now, I need to use a state. So I say use a state in this form. I need it. So after this, we can import something from React Hook Form. And what is it? It is the use form. This is it. So inside of it, I want to first let's have a loading and set loading is a useState value of false and its type is boolean. That's it. So after this, let's have a form. So I say const of form equals to use form. That's it. Its value would be an empty object, but we need a type for it. So in order to have a type for our use form, let's create another type inside of typing. So because all of them, instead of just I don't need ID, I need all of them, I can use a beautiful thing. Let me show you. Export type of TicketCreate DTO is Omit. What is Omit? Let me show you. Omit is receiving a ticket and we can export something from the ticket. So let me show you. For now, Omit lets us to ignore some of the fields of anything. For example, I have tickets, I don't want the ID. I can simply say that this is my TicketCreate DTO. You can see that I have anything but ID. So this is TicketCreate DTO. Let's copy this and go to form, create ticket form here. And for this use form, I can use this create ticket DTO. Let's import it. Okay, that's it. So this is my form. And from this, I can destructure something from this form. You can see that I'm trying to explain everything here. So I need to have the register handle submit and also the form state. And also I want to have the ability to reset. I have all of them with React Hook form. That's so good. Also, let's have the errors. So form state. So from form state, I can destructure something. I want the errors for now. So you can easily use them in one line, but I wanted to show you that these are what something coming from the form and this is coming from form state. So good. So after all of these, we can create an onSubmit. So const of onSubmit equals to something, and this is receiving a data from my submit. So this is my onSubmit function, and I want to use it. That's it. So let's go and here for the returning, create a fraction. And here, if we have a loading, we say that if we have a loading, we can use the custom spinner. This is the first part. So if you have the loading, you can use custom spinner. Then let's have another one for let's have another fragment and create a form inside of it. So for this form, we can simply say on submit. What you need to do, you need to handle submit. This handle submit is coming from here from my form, and this handle submit is receiving a function we can call, let me show you, onCommit function. Let's use this. So we can pass this function to it. So if the submit was successful, it would run this function and pass the data to it. So here it says that data is declared, but its value is never used. No problem. And it has an any. No, it doesn't have any. It has this type. That's it. For now, just let's say that log data. That's it. So this is it. And inside of this form, I want to have some inputs. So let's have different divisions for our inputs. We can have a label. I don't need this HTML4. For example, for the first one, we can say ticket time. That's it. And after that, let's have an input with type of. No, I don't want to be text. I want to be a date. No, date time local. That's good. And how we can use it? It is too easy to use the React Hook forms. We can simply call this register like this, and we say what is the registering. Let me show you. You can see that it says you can use this because in use form here in use form. We say that your type is going to be TicketCreate DTO. So we say that register this for the time, and after that we can pass some data. For example, we say required is ticket time is required, and also because this is a date, we need to say that value as date is true. That's it. And after this input, instead of this, we can have another span with a class name of bg, read of 200, and text read of 600 for our errors. And here we can simply say that if we have an errors dot error dot time dot message. So this is how we can simply handle our data. So let's go here, and for this form, okay, after this on submit, we can have some class names, and also let's use a no validate to avoid the validation of HTML and use validation of React hook form. So for classes, let's have a border of 2 border, border of 2 border of gray of 200. No, I don't want this. Okay, border 2 border gray of 200, width of, let's use 400 pixel. That's good. And max width of full, and margin x of, why it's changing, margin x of auto to be on the center. So good. Margin top of 8, and a padding of 2 would be good. And let's have a rounded of edge. That's it. So this is for my form and with a no validate. After that, we can have a division with class name of margin of 4. It's good. This is for my division. And for the label, we can have a text of a slate of 500. That's it. Okay, so good. And I think it is good. But for the inputs, because we have different inputs, and these inputs need to have some general values, let's use a general class for the inputs and use them. So let's go to the index.css, and here create a new class for them. So for the input tag of HTML, I can use a border with 1 pix and solid and RGBA to 1, 1 and 2. Good. And also let's have a width of 400 pixel and max width of 100%. The display of block to be on one line. Good. And for the margin top, we can use half of rem, and for margin bottom we can use 1 rem. And also let's have a border radius of 6 pixel, and also let's have a padding of 4 pixel and 1 rem. This is it. So with this, I have these classes for inputs all of my project, and this is better to use just using Tailwind classes. So this is it. Now you can see that it is beautiful. So let's continue and go to the next part. And after this division, we can copy this. Okay, so this was ticket. Let's minimize it. So the next thing is, after ticket time, we need to have a passenger name for my label, and for its input, we need to use, let's press Ctrl space. You can see that I have passenger name. So good. but this time its type is text. Good. And also let's have an autocomplete of off to avoid any autocomplete. This is a passenger name, so we say passenger name is required, and I don't want to use this. So it has the passenger name, and required is passenger name is required, and for the error we can use, let's minimize this a little, okay, better. Errors dot passenger name dot message. So good. I think passenger name is okay. Let's copy and paste again, minimize this. So after passenger name, we can have passenger SSN. And for this input, we can have the text, okay, complete of, okay. But I think this is, let's check it here. Passenger SSN is number. So it is better to change it to number. Let's go to typing and check it. Passenger SSN, yeah, it is number, no problem. It is number, so here instead of text we can use number. So we don't need autocomplete for numbers. It is passenger SSN, and this time passenger SSN is required, and here we can use a passenger SSN. So this is the next part. And after passenger SSN, we need to have a from and to. Let's copy the top because it was a string, so paste. So after passenger SSN, what do we need to do? We need to have a from. So here we can use a source or from. That's it. And its autocomplete is off, okay. Type is text, good. So here we can register the from. Copy this for the required message. We can say this is required, and this is the from. After this from, let's copy all of them. So source from, complete of text from, source from, good. And here we can use a destination or to. Input of text register to. And for the message we can use destination or to is required, and from must be to, good. Let's minimize this, and after this just we have the ticket. So let's copy this again quickly, minimize this. So after this I can use ticket price, and for ticket price we can have input of autocomplete. No, this is not, because we have number, we don't need autocomplete. We register the price, and the required is ticket price is required, so good. And also for errors we can use the price. So I think for this ticket price was the last one. So time, name, SSN from to ticket price. Time, passenger name, SSN from to ticket price. Good. I think everything is okay. After this, let's minimize them. So after this, you want to have a button for submit and also a button to reset, yeah? So what we can do here, we can simply create a new division, and inside this division, we can have two buttons. Oops. We can have two button, okay? A button for submit button, and also a button with type of button. This is not going to have submit. This is going to reset my form. That's it. And for this division, we can use some class names of, like always, flex, and justify content of center, and line items of center, so good. Or justify can be between, I think. Between is better. So that's it. For the first button, it is a submit and no problem. We can use a class names for them. For example, bg of a sky of 800. And what happened? Okay, bg a sky of 800 and a text of white, padding x of 4, padding y of 2, margin x of 8. Oh, we don't need margin, I think. Padding is enough because we are using flex. No, let's, margin is good. Margin x of 8, margin y of 2, and rounded of LG. Good. So I think it's good. Let's copy all of the classes from here for the next one. So BG, instead of BG sky, use BG orange. Oh, 600 is better, and the text is white. Padding x of 4, good. Padding y of 2, margin x of 8, margin y of 2, rounded of LG, good. So for the classes, it is good. Let's test. It seems that we don't have any error, any problem, so good. And that's it. And also for this, for the second button, because this is going to handle reset, let's say that on your clicking, you need to call the reset. And where is this reset coming from? Let me show you. Here we are receiving reset from the form, and this form is our hook. So good. Let's no refactor format document. So I think everything is good. And so if everything is okay, we will console log data. Let's test it quickly and continue. So I will go to my console and refresh. Okay, submit. Okay, you can see that all of them are okay. Ticket time is required, passenger name is required, passenger SSN is required, source is required, destination is required, and ticket price is required. This is up to you. You can handle everything you want on your error handling. For example, you can change the color of this inputs. I'm just using a simple example to show you. So let's create one. For example, if I use this and this time and this, passenger SSN is this, and this, and this, and this. So submit, don't have error. And I will receive all of my data. Now I can post them to the server. So good. Let's test. So let's go here again, and I think my form is okay. I just want to handle it submit. Okay, let's do this. So we created a state for loading, and we have the form, the register, and all of the data. And on submit function, here we console log data. After this, let's make this an async function. That's it. So after console.log, we can simply use a try catch. So in here, the first thing is we change the set loading to true. That's it. And after set loading, we can call the backend, but we don't want to use that data of the response. We just want to call it. So await of Axios. Let's import Axios. Import Axios from Axios. Good. So await Axios. This time we use a post method. So we post to where we need to go to /tickets and /create. This is here. So we have the ticket here /tickets /create with post method. That's it. And after this, we need to send the data. So we created this data here, and we are receiving that from the form. So good. And after this, we can simply call this onSuccess handler. That's it. In case of any error, we can simply console log the error, but let me create a comment here. So you must handle error here based on your project requirements. I just simply console log it here, but you can have access to it and work with it. Also, because we want to set the loading false in both cases, I can simply use a finally. So I can say that finally set loading of false. That's it. So let's test it. Here we have a problem. What it said, binding element on success and implicit has any. No, because we need to use these props here. This is it, okay. So I'm calling on success handler unsuccessful from here, and this unsuccess handler coming from TicketCreate 4, which is just simply navigate to /tickets. Let's test. Let's open our console. Okay, go to console, refresh. Okay, for the date, let's choose something. This, okay. For example, this passenger name is Muhammad Tahiri. Passenger SSN is 5555. Source from, let's say, Tehran to, let's say, London. Ticket price is 1020. Submit. Okay, loading. You can see that is loading. And okay, it went to the tickets page. But you saw that when it was loading, everything was showing and it wasn't so good. So let's go again and have a little change here. So what we can do here when we are on a state of loading for this form, we can use a little tricky class. Let me show you what I want to do. So I cut all of the classes because I want to change them to dynamic, and I use a curly brace and backtick and paste them again. After this loaded LG, I want to use a dynamic class. So I say that if loading have some classes, else have nothing. Okay, so on loading, I can say that blur of x large. Okay, so this is it. Let's test. So let's have something just for test. And this and this and test. Look at the form to see if it's working or not. Okay, you saw that it blurred, and that's so good. So it seems that it is working, and let's create again. So another one, 30, good. Passenger name, dev power, SSN 12345 from Paris to Berlin. Ticket is 1500. Submit. Okay. ID 11, dev power 105 1500. That's good. And check the responsive. So good. You can see that in responsive you can change it. You can see that. In fact, you know what? Let's check really on the real sizes on mobile. So no, everything is good and we don't have any problem. So here. Okay, so good. We don't have any problem. So I think it is done. Let's go to, I think TicketCreate is done. So let's check it as create. Oh, we have an error, no problem. We created it first. So let's say X, and we created a ticket page. Next task is to create a ticket details. Let's do this and let's close everything. So go to src, pages, tickets, details, page.tsx. Okay. So here use RAFCE and that's it. So let's render it inside the router. So inside of ticket, I have create, so create, read, update, delete, the CRUD functionality. Good. Let's copy this. After create, we say that dot ID. That's just it. For example, slash tickets slash this ID, it is a parameter, and ticket details. That's good. So now I have this. If I go back, let's click to details. Now I have ticket details. Let's go back here, and I think this has a problem, this back button. Let's check it. Okay, Let's go to our button on components, back button. So here it seems that we have a problem. So let's have a height of 8 for it. No, 12. Okay, not working. Rounded TLG. What is this? Oh, the problem was from here, not height. It was the rounded of LG, not just rounded TLG. Okay, you can see that sometimes it happens. So let's go to the details. Okay, that's it. Let's close back button. So I created a road for details and it's receiving an ID. So we need to receive it from our parameters. And in order to doing that, let's delete this React and import something from React Rotterdam. So I need use params. Okay, that's it. So let's receive the const of ID and destructure it from using params. And also let's have another state for my ticket, and my tickets. So ticket is a use. What's this? Oh, we need to use a state. So let's import something from React. We need use a state. Also, let's have useEffect. So use a state and its type would be the ticket, and that's it. Also, let's have a loading again. So const of, you know what? Let's copy them from ticket index. You know what? It would be faster. A lot of them are equal, so let's copy this loading from here. Good. Also, let's see what we have. Okay, let's copy all of them from here because it's like that. So after loading, we need this get ticket by ID. Let's change the name so it is async. And if it is not loading, set loading true, it's exactly good. And this time, because it may have the 404 error, we need to use a try catch. So let's cut all of these, use a try catch block, and paste it again here. So we say const of data is equal to Axios. Let's import Axios. So const of data is a weight of Axios.get, but this time we are receiving a ticket, not ticket array. And it's going to slash tickets slash our ID. Let's make it dynamic. And slash ID. And this ID is coming from my params. Okay? So this is my data. And after this, I say that set loading to false and set ticket to this data. And on catch, I can simply say that set loading to false, and you can simply navigate. So we need to navigate. Let's import use navigate to use it, because if we don't have anything, we need to navigate. So const of navigate is use navigate in case of 404 or HTTP status code of 404, which is not found, we simply navigate our user to /404. That's it. So it would be handled automatically. And on useEffect, we call this. So this is the required function we want to call our data from our server, and that's it. After this, let's go here to the return part, and here again we can use that general. Let's copy that from general class. So my main class is page general class. So good. Let's have a back button again. Copy and paste. So import the back button. This time I'm on ticket details. I'm on slash tickets slash something. So my back can be to the tickets or any ticket or any route you want. So when I'm here, I can back. So you can set to details. I'm backing, and it is here. So it have a good user experience. After this back button, we can check that if we are on loading, we can simply render the custom spinner. Okay, if else we can have, let's write it like this. So if you are loading like this, else we can use another syntax. And here first let's have an h1, but let's copy the classes from here. You can see that I am reusing my classes, and this is so good. So in Tailwind, let's format document. Tailwind is a good framework because it lets you to use classes without any problems. That's so good. So we have an h1 with class of 2x large, on sn text of 4x large, font bold, and margin y of 8. So it is like the previous. You can see that on details. So we need to say that this is a ticket details for, so if ticket is exist and ticket dot passenger name, that's it. And also I'm using this loading, so I'm sure that after calling and the loading the data would be here, else I would navigate to somewhere else. That's so good. So after this h1 I have the ticket details for ticket and this. So after that, let's have a division with class name of flex and flex of column and gap of y of 4 for different rows of data. So let's have a division first. In this division, let's have two span. On the first one, we say ticket ID. Let's copy this, and here we can simply render this ticket.id. Okay, that's it, and it has this optional because it says that maybe it is not ready here, but no problem. So we say ticket if ticket exists dot id. So good. And I think for classes, for this one, let's have a class name of text lg. But for the other ones, let's create another reusable class. So let's go to the index.css and let's create a reusable class in component layer for them. For example, I want to use a class of, I want to show you that details row. We are learning with each other all of the available ways we can use Tailwind and how different things work on it. So we can apply a text of LG and a font of bold and a text of sky of 900 and also margin right of 4. So I want to use this for my ticket details row. So copy and let's go here. Let's close this ticket index for now. And here for the first span, I can use this. Okay, so you can see that it is beautiful, and that's it. The next one is just copy paste. So let's copy. So the first one is ticket ID with this, and the next one is passenger name, and here we have ID dot ticket dot passenger name. So good. And after that, let's copy again. After passenger name, we can have passenger SSN. So passenger SSN. That's it. After passenger SSN, we can have the from or my source of this ticket. So this is from. Okay. You know what? Let's have one with big data, like this one is good, so go to details of this one. Okay, it's better. So this was from, and after from it is to or destination. So destination or to, and this is just a sample. You can use any data you want here or any title and any label you want. So destination from Los Angeles to Berlin. Let's copy and paste. So after destination, we can have the ticket price. And this is the price of ticket. And after that, we can have ticket time. So ticket time. And here we can have time. But the standard format, this is not beautiful. So let's quickly copy paste this from the index page. And here we use this format. So let's copy this moment of this. And here we can say that moment of ticket.time, and we need to import moment. Let's quickly import the moment. That's it. Okay, no, it is much more better. So let's press format document. So this is the ticket time. And after this ticket time, I want to have two buttons. So when let me show you, when I'm on mobile, I can simply go to details of ticket, and here I can access to edit and delete. Okay, this is the scenario. So let's go here, and after the last division, we can have another division, and let's copy the buttons from here. So we created two buttons. Yeah, you know what? Let's this is them. So let's copy, edit and delete from here and reuse them inside of this division. Okay, so we need link. So do we have Jack Rotterdam? Yes. Also link. Okay. So here ticket is possibly undefined. Okay, with question mark and question mark. Let's format document. And here we have a division. So in this division, we can simply use a class name of width of full. And we can use a flex for them with a justify of between and align items of center. But we cannot see them. Why? Oh, this is because of this hidden. No, we don't need them to be hidden. Delete and delete. Okay. So I think this is good. But you know what? We can have bigger size for them. For example, for the edit, we can use instead of padding of 1, we can use padding x of 4 and padding y of 2. Let's copy this for the next one. Okay, now it is better in my opinion. So you can see that for this, I can go to the edit. And we don't have the roads, but we will create them. Okay, tickets. And in details, we can have, you can see that edit 5 and delete 5. So I think let's test it quickly, and I think it is okay. Yeah, it is okay and it is working. So for this one, I have this. Okay. So I think it is done. Let's tick it on our Redmi file. Let's go back. Okay, close ticket details and this and this. Let's check our router. So I have create and this. Good. So this task is done. Sorry. So this ticket detail is done. Now it's time to go to the next step, which is ticket edit. And you know what? Edit is like the create, and so we can copy paste a lot. Let's do this. So let's start and do it step by step. in pages ticket, let's copy a ticket create. Control C, Control V, and here it is a ticket edit page .ts6. So this is it. Copy. Okay, so this is my new page, and I can change the name of it from here and here. That's it. So here again, I want to have this navigation. It's okay. I want to have the page general class. Okay, so let's use it in our router to see it. Okay, after this, let's copy and we say that the next path is edit slash this ID as a param, and here we can use a ticket edit page. That's it. Let's go here and, for example, refresh tickets. For example, this one, edit. Okay, you can see that I'm going to this home, and here this is the edit tickets. Good. And BackButton is also going to slash tickets. Okay. But this time, because on the edit, first we need to send a request to the backend and get the data. And if it was 404, we need to handle the 404. So also we have on success handler, but also we need to have a failure handler. So let's create it. I copy this quickly. I say that on failure handler. So on failure, you simply navigate to 404. So good. So this is TicketEdit, and this time if you have a slash, let me show you, we have a slash ID. So also we need to have a use params. That's it. And let's the structure ID from use params. That's it. So this time I need to create a new component for my edit and pass all of this to it. So let's create it. Let's go to the components, and I have created ticket form. Let's copy paste it. Simply, you can see that when we are creating a good structure, we can simply copy paste. By the way, copy pasting is a good thing if you are aware of what you are doing. So edit ticket form. Inside of it, let's rename this to edit ticket form and copy its name. Copy. Good. So let's close all of my components. So this time I say it is edit ticket form and edit ticket form. And here instead of create, let's use edit ticket form. So this time on ticket edit page, I'm using ticket edit ticket form. This is it, and let's pass all of them to it. So I have on success handler. Good. I want on failure handler. This. Also, let's pass the ID. So I need all of them. That's it. Okay. So let's go and continue. So let's delete this component. I don't need it anymore. And that's it. So let's copy this on failure handler and use it here. So I say that in the props, I say you are receiving this as void. That's it. And you receive it here. Also, we need ID. And the ID can be a string. Good. So also I'm receiving a string of ID. So good. In first step, we need to grab the data of the current ticket with that ID from server. So we need to send a request to server and get that data and use it in our form. So let's do this. We need to have a function for getting the data from server, and I think we have that already in the details. So let's go to the details on pages and copy that quickly. So from TicketDetails, from here, you can see that I have this. Okay, so let's copy that with its useEffect because we need to call it. Let's copy all of them. And you know what? Before that, let me have some comment here. So I stop my video and type some comment. So when we are receiving this data from server, we need to send a request and we must check if this ticket exists on server or not. I'm on ticket details page. So this is the reason I use this. So if it was okay, we simply use it. Else, if it is a 404, we navigate our user to 404. That's it. So I wanted to have this comment here to show you. So let's copy this data from here, all of this, and go back to edit ticket form. And here I have this onSubmit function. After onSubmit function, or before that or after that, there is no difference between them. So I put this before onSubmit. Okay, let's format document. Again, I have that comment. I want edit ticket form. So I say get ticket, but ID is async of this. If not loading, set loading to true. We set this to true. Good. And we say const data is await of Axios.get of the ticket. So let's import ticket with /ticket/ID. That's it. After that, we are receiving this data. I don't need. Let's delete this set ticket. I don't have any ticket here. I just want to save this data into my form. In order to doing this, I have a good tool which is coming from this form, and it is a set value. Set value helps me to set the value of this form dynamically. That's so good. So after receiving this data, I say set value of, you can see that I have access to all of them. They are recognized automatically because here in form, we are using this type. So you can see that TypeScript is a better choose than JavaScript. So for time, it says, what is your data? I say, it is the data dot time. After that, let's copy this and change them. So I double click time and I press Ctrl D. This will select all of them. So after that, I can use a passenger name. You can see that it is changed quickly. Let's copy paste again, double click, Ctrl D. Passenger SSN is the next one. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, Ctrl D. The next one is the from. And also the next one is to. Next is the price. That's it. And after all of them, I can simply say set loading to false. So this is on the successful situation. And if we catch any error, we can simply call on failure error, which is coming from its parent as a prop. Okay, what's happening? Okay, we call this. And on failure is just navigating to 404, but we don't care. We just call this, the parent would decide about it. So in catch, we say on failure. And in useEffect, we call this get ticket but ID. So we need to have the useEffect. That's it. Now you can see that something is happening. So good. So let's test, refresh. And for example, for this one, details, you can see that it is coming so good. So the data is here, but I want to go to edit. Edit, okay, all of the data is here. Let's go back and, for example, for this one, details and edit. So I have the time, passenger name, passenger SSN, London. Okay, if I want to use them, so for this data, we don't need to change anything, and this is one of the most powerful aspects of React Hook form. It's just handled by this register. So let's minimize all of this form. I don't want to change anything on it. Now you can see that how easy it is to use React Hook forms. The only change is we are using these set values, and we set the values dynamically from here. So this is the get ticket but ID. And after this, we have this on submit. So if we reset form and say submit, okay, everything has error. So let's go back. Again, let's go to here to edit. So on submit, I am receiving a data and I console that log. Good. I want to set loading to be true and I want to await Axios dot. This time it is, let me show you here. It is a put method. So we need to use Axios dot put. The address would be /tickets /edit /the address. And in order to doing this, you know that we can use curly brace. Let me show you here. You can use backticks And here you can use $sign and curly braces and this ID. So this is the address of slash tickets slash edit slash ID and data. Then I call on success handler, and on catch I simply console log and finally set loading. So you must handle error here based on your project requirement. I'm just showing you that this is where you need to handle it. So let's format document and check do we have any problem or not. So let's go back. Okay, I'm on first page, refresh, tickets. Let's open the console here, check. Okay, I go to for the first one I go to edit. I say that your name is passenger name is 333, source is BBB, and this is also 3, submit. So it seems that we don't have any error. So good, and it is updated. You can see that it is updated. Let's check the next one. So for this one, we say that your date can be this, and your passenger name is updated, SSN is 1, source updated, destination updated, and ticket price 1. Submit. Okay, updated. Let's see all of the data. Updated 1, updated 1, and 30. So good. It seems that our update is working correctly. So let's check it, and here we have a problem. What is the problem? Okay, it's here. It says that type of string or undefined is not assigned to type of string. No problem. Here we can say that this ID can be a string or undefined. Okay, don't TypeScript error. Let's check it again to be sure that we don't have any unwanted errors. So let's refresh. Tickets for first one, edit. Okay, everything can be a 1. Submit. Okay, 1. So good. It seems that edit is working correctly. So let's close. And here, create ticket edit page is X. So good. It seems that we have a lot of tasks that are done, and we have create ticket delete page. So let's continue and create the next task. It is creating a ticket delete. So let's go to SRC and pages. In tickets, let's create a new one. Tickets delete page.tsx, and here RAFCE. That's it. And let's use it inside of our router so we can access to it. And let's copy this one. We say delete slash ID, and element is ticket delete page. Okay, so tickets, so this one delete. Yes, we are going to ticket delete page. And do we have ID? Yes, do we have it? Yes, so good. So let's close the router and work on the ticket delete page. You know that the first thing is on class names. We want to copy that. Let's copy quickly from one of them, like this is it. So let's copy this class from here. Okay, this is it. And also let's have the BackButton here again. And we are on delete, so we are going back to tickets. Good. Okay, back. So details and delete. Okay, we are going back to delete. And let's have a loading because we have a backend call, and set loading is a use. Instead of this react, let's call use state, and here we say use state, and its value is false, and it is a Boolean state. That's good. And also we need to have the navigation and ID, so let's import them from React Rotterdam, use navigate, and also use params. That's it. So here, let's have the const of navigate is use navigate, and also let's have the param, so const of id equals to use params. So I have all of them now, and here after the back button, let's have an h1. Let's copy the h1 from here. So h1. Also, you know what? We could change this to a dynamic reusable components. I didn't do it, but you can do it as a task. So you can simply create, let's say that the general title component, and use it everywhere you want. And like this, you can pass the title to it, but I didn't do it. So in this h1, you can simply use delete ticket. That's it. So everything is good. Delete. Okay, so delete the ticket. After that, we can have a division, and inside of that, let's have a P. Are you sure you want to delete this ticket? So are you sure you want to delete this ticket? And after that, we can have another division with 2 buttons. So you know what? We can copy paste the buttons from. Let's go to index, ticket index, and where do we have it? Yes, these 2 buttons. We can copy these buttons from here quickly and paste them here. Okay, we need link, and this is to ticket.id. No, it is going to just ID. Good, and also just ID. Let's format document and check the result. And let's delete this max MDR hidden. That's it. Format document. So not bad, but it can be better. For example, after this delete ticket, we have a division, and for its class names, you can use a border of 2, border of gray of 200, and width of 400 pixel, and max width of full, and also margin X of auto to be in the center. Not bad. And let's have margin top of 8 and a padding of 2. Better, and a rounded of LG. Okay, this is it. And after that, I have a p tag here, and after that, I have a division. So these divisions, I can have some class name of flex for them. Okay, with justify of between, and align items of center. So good. So this is for the division. And also, instead of these links, we can use button, or we can use, you know what, instead of this link, let's have a button. And the classes is good, but instead of 2, we can use on click. So the button is a better idea here. So on click, we can create a function with delete ticket handler, Control C, and const of this. This is an arrow function. Good. And after that, for the next one, let's have another button. Classes is okay, but on click, you can simply navigate to /tickets. That's it. And here we say that no, I don't want to delete, and here we can say yes, delete it. Not bad, but it's I think it can be better. For example, BG yellow 600, we can change this to be again a sky of 800, better. Good. Let's have a text of white for it. Good. And let's change this padding 1 to padding x of 4 and padding y of 2. Not bad. And also let's have margin x of 8 and margin y of 2. So better. Let's delete this margin x of 1. And rounded can be LG here. Yes, it is better. And you know what? Let's copy all of these classes from here and use it here. Just for the color, we can use an orange. Refresh. Okay, now I think it is better. Yeah, it is better. So when I'm clicking on this, we call delete ticket handler, and when I'm clicking on this, I navigate to /ticket. So I click on no, I will go back to ticket list. You can see that it is loading, not bad. Okay, details, delete. So if I click on this, I go to this delete ticket handler. And here, let's call this as an async function. And here, we need to have a try catch block because first we want to call the data. So let's go to the edit, and from edit, copy edit form. Okay, we can simply call or copy this, and let's go to the delete here. Okay, I have all of these, so I change this name to this. I don't want to have the set values. Good. Now we must check if this ticket exists on server or not. So if it's okay, we simply we say that if not loading, here the loading is false. So first we set loading to true. Then in try we say that we don't need the data, we just need to call, because this time we just need to call Axios.delete and we don't have the data back. So let's import Axios from Axios. Good. And here I say Axios.delete, and it is going to delete what? /tickets /delete /id. And I'm calling Axios to delete that. And after deleting that, if it was successful, we will set the loading to false, and then simply navigate to /tickets. That's it. And if we have any error, we simply set the loading to false, and after that we can simply navigate to /404. That's it. So I think everything is okay, but we need to test. And also I have the loading state here. So when I'm on loading state, I can do a beautiful thing here. So for this form, I can disable it. Let me show you what I'm going to do. So I have h1, good, and I have a division. So in division, I have these class names, okay? And for these class names, I want to make them dynamic. So cut all of the classes from here and make them a dynamic one using this syntax, curly braces and backticks, and paste them. Now I have access to JavaScript, and I say $sign curly brace to access to JavaScript, and I say that if loading do have some classes, else nothing. And if loading is true, you can simply have a blur of SM. Else, do nothing. So let's test. I go back, refresh. So for the first one, I click delete. I'm going to /tickets /delete /3. If I say no, I will go back here. And if I say yes, you can see that it blurred and then it go back here. And it is deleted. Refresh. You can see ID4 is deleted. Let's delete another one. Are you sure? Make attention to the form. It blurred and then delete it and go back here. So good. It seems that it is working correctly. Let's go to readme. Readme.md. Okay, it is done. So it seems that all our task is done. Okay, let me have another optional task here. So we have done all of our tasks and we have two optional tasks, convert page import to lazy loading and deploy netlify. Let's do convert page. Let's go to the router and here I just do one of them and then you can see all of them are equal. So let's see all of import our page. So cut all of them and paste them here. Okay. So this is, I will speak that this is not an optimal import for all pages. It is better to use lazy loading for our pages. So let's do this and let's import the lazy and suspense. Wait, let's from React. So import lazy and suspense from React. Also, let's import our custom spinner. We need it. So it is better to, instead of this importing, use lazy loading. How we can do this? Let me show you here. It is so easy. Instead of import, we say const of home page equals to lazy of import something. And we import this. See? So easy. Let's do another one. So for the next one, we say const of not home page equals to lazy of this import and we cut this. That's it. You see how easy it is? This is a better way and it has a better performance. So I stop the video and I do all of this, but you can simply copy paste this and it is not a problem. Okay, I converted all of them and this is it. So we converted all of imports to lazy loading and that's it. And let's refresh. Okay, the next thing is we need to use a suspense when we are using lazy loading. So here we can use a suspense and we wrap everything inside of this suspense. Good. Now everything is in the suspense and a suspense has a fallback and when it is loading it renders this fallback. So this fallback can be our custom spinner. That's it. So this is the syntax we wanted and it seems that we have done that optional task. Let's tick it as done and that's it. And the last task of this video is deploying on netlify. In order to deploy on netlify, we need to build and deploy it to netlify. So this is better to be build and build project and deploy on netlify. Let's do this task. So in order to build, let's open this. Okay, Control C. You know what? Let's npm run dev. Let's have a quick test to be sure that everything is okay because I changed. So, okay, list, okay, details, good. Let's go back, edit, submit, okay, and delete. Okay, everything is good. So, let's go here and build. Control C, clear. So in order to build our project, you can go to package.json, and here you can see that I have the script of build. So I can simply say npm run build. That's it. There is no difference between Vite and create React app. The order is the same, the command is the same, but here you can see that I have some errors, and this is one of the beautiful things of Vite. Vite says that React is declared, but its value is never used, so it won't let me to build. That's so good. So you can see that I have errors here. So src main.tsx, let's go there. Okay, here, this is one of them. The next one is pages not found. So pages not found. Okay, I don't need this React. And also, let's test it again. npm run build. You can see that it checks everything, and that's so good. So the last error is pages ticket delete. Let's go to the pages ticket delete. Okay, we don't need this link here. It's right. So let's close everything and clear and npm run build. Okay, it must create a new folder for us. It is working with version 4. So good. So it created this folder for us. Let's open on revealing file explorer, and that's it. So this is on Ticketier front end. On this is it. This is a folder, and this is the data we can deploy. So I want to use netlify. Let's open netlify, netlify.com, and log in. So you need to install, in order to install new project, you need to sign up. I have signed up already. So this is the netlify dashboard. And I have some different sites. I can go here, you can see I have some different sites, and I want to add new site. Here you can use an existing project or deploy manually or so from template. You can use GitHub and dynamically use it. I want to deploy manually. Okay, it says that drag and drop site here. So we created this dist folder. In this dist, we have assets, index, and Vite. Okay, so let's drag this dist here and paste it here. So this drag and drop is work completely good. It is working on uploading, and it seems that it uploads. That's so good. So let's close on, open production deploy. Okay, it is done, but this is not what I want. And you know what? Let's change it. So let's close this, and can we delete on deploy settings? Deploy site overview on site setting. Here I can delete. Okay, I want to delete this. I show you why. Okay, I deleted it. I want to delete this and I want to change the name of the title. Okay, so here on index.html, I want to change the title to Ticketier Dev Empower. That's it. And let's close and build again. npm run build. Good. We create it again. So let's have another upload. So we can go to add new site, deploy manually, and drag and drop this folder here. That's it, and it seems that it is published deploy with a beautiful name. So let's open it. This is it. Now I have this title of Ticketier Dev Empower, and my site is uploaded. Let's go to the site overview, and this is the URL of our new site, but I want to change it. You can go to the site setting, and here change site name. For example, I want to have the Ticketier front dev empower .netlify.app. Let's see if it's available or not. Yes, it seems that it was available. So good. So let's click on it. Now you can see that Ticketier front dev empower.netlify.app is uploaded successfully. Let's check everything and finish it. So this is the main page. I have home, tickets, good. So I click on tickets. I go to tickets list, loading, so good. So it has some speed issues, but no problem because my backend is not a good server. It is just a test server. So you can see that everything is loaded and we have everything. So let's test CRUD. First is create. So let's create another ticket for this address, and this is it. Okay, host test, host. Okay, this is SSN 1111. Source is host test, destination host test, and ticket price 200. Submit, loading, and host. It's created. So good. So our creating works successfully. Let's go to details. Yeah, details is working. Let's go to the edit for the first one. Let's make everything to, let's say 9, submit. Okay, 9999. Okay, and let's delete. No. If we say no, we back here, and if I say yes, it seems that it is deleted, and that's so good. So let's go back to our project, and on README, this is done. And this was the last task of our project. And this was for this project. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment for me and tell me about your opinion. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you would receive the notification about my new videos. Have a good time and goodbye.